This is Comic Picks by the Glick.
Hey, I'm your host, Jason Glick.
How you doing, Jason Glick?
I'm doing great, John, because we're at Anime right now.
Fuck yeah, Anime. Yeah!
Yeah. It's like it's highlight of our year, or my year at least. It's like, and as you know, it's like we love doing podcasts from here, because and it's also like potentially like some specific anime themed stuff. And this year, my friend Steve is back to help us out.
Hello.
Hey, Steve, glad to have you back.
Yeah!
Yes, and as people who've listened to Steve's previous contributions with Future Diary and Wounded Man last year,
God help us all.
yeah, it's like it's like I figure at this point I owe Steve a chance to talk about some good manga. It's like stuff that he actually enjoys reading about.
It's so rare.
Yeah, and so we got two titles to talk about, and both of them are scanlations because this is what you threw at me. It's like two titles: Molester Man and Onani Master Kurosawa.
Yeah, one of them is what sounds like on the tin. The other, not so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but let's start with the first one you recommended to me, Molester Man.
All right.
Which, it's like it's quite unlike all the other hentai manga I read. Starting with the fact that there's almost no real hentai content at all.
No, really, no. Not at all, actually. Not at all.
True, but the series itself, it's basically about this average schmuck, like college student, kind of an otaku.
Kind of an otaku.
Yeah, who winds up getting mistaken for a molester. It's like in a train one day. It's like, and there's all this social anxiety. It's like the person who accuses him of molester who we come to know as misunderstanding, and she feels bad about this. So there's all this apologizing, but at the same time though, as this apology starts happening, he gets to know her circle of friends with Kansai, because of her accent, Loli Jugs, because she's a Loli with jugs. And
it's pretty unsubtle about that.
And I guess are there any other ones that I'm forgetting, or
those are the major ones, I think.
Okay, and it's like, and also as things go on, it's like we get to chart the romantic implications of this arrangement as well. But also, I'm kind of got ahead of myself here because this series also has a well done, sir. It's like this also has a unique origin in the sense that it started out as a thread on 2chan, which is basically Japan, the original basis for our version of 4chan.
Right.
Yeah, and so you basically had one guy posting about all this, and then this one guy decided to adapt it into a manga. That he's just this was the formally published. This is like a kind of a web comic.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so now some of you may be familiar with another famous thread on 2chan that became its own multimedia thing
involving a train and a man.
Yes. Yeah, Densho Otoko, Train Man, and which was memorably smacked down in the pages of the Kurosawa Corpse Delivery Service as, oh yeah, that was the movie based on the book, based on total bullshit. Now, here's the thing. I generally enjoyed Molester Man. I generally enjoyed Molester Man, but at the same time, that echo about how Train Man was smacked down kind of it was always nagging at the back of my head, because on one hand it's like, here's what I think. The series really succeeds more than anything in showing us a portrait of an average schmuck. It's like the kind of guy who's he's just content to just go to classes, watch anime, and also just
enjoy his weird pets.
Yes, and it's and he's got a little to no experience with girls, so it's you watch him interact with misunderstanding and her friends, and it's oh yeah, I've been there, man. But also the romantic entanglements that prop up are on one hand perfectly understandable, in the sense that there's the self torment and uncertainty that props up when he's dealing with them.
Yep.
It's it definitely feels real and believable. So especially with what happens with Loli Jugs and his ongoing pursuit of Kansai.
Yeah, there's lots of there's throughout the series. There's lots of incidental thoughts he has as as asides while the main story is going on. fun. That it's these little details that really lend the character life.
Yeah.
Because otherwise he's just your average manga protagonist. Except here he's having the average worries and thoughts of some random dude in a random situation, and it makes the character believable. And personally I don't care about the origins and the veracity of those origins of this story thereof. Whether or not it's all made up is irrelevant to whether or not you enjoyed this story, right? I think so. I think you shouldn't worry about the origin story.
Yeah. If anything, I guess my biggest problems with it come towards the end, which I can't really get into it without contrasting with the series we're going to be talking about, because the thing about these two series is that I think that one succeeds better because it actually does a better job portraying change in its hero.
Both by the same author.
The Molester Man was done by the same writer artist, but I think Onani Master Kurosawa had a writer.
Ah.
Yeah, and but the same artist as who also did Molester Man.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean that would explain. That's one of the reasons why the guy's also remaking it as a light novel series.
I see.
But I mean, in the end, I'm just Molester Man. It's for as good as it does as portraying the crippling self-doubt and uncertainty of its hero. One of my favorite bits in that regard basically comes when Lolly Jugs is confessing to him, but he's also got feelings for Kansai, so he's got to find a way to basically shoot her down without finding a way to completely deep six his chances with Kansai. And but at the very end, that encounter after she's confessed to him, he says, "Well, you're not gonna tell Kansai about this, right?" And it's no, you idiot. But at the same time, it still feels like this guy doesn't have the level of confidence to not just let it be, and that's kind of a recurring theme throughout the series.
Yeah.
But I guess at the same time though, it's even though it's I was really into the ending, as I was messaging to you on Steam while this was going on. I'm not sure if I completely buy into. It winds up being the mega happy ending.
I guess. I mean, I don't know. Why does that bother you?
I guess I'm not entirely sure how earned it feels. Compared to did our hero really change at all over the course of the series?
Sorta. I mean, he at the start of the series, supposedly, he's just a dude who lives in his house. Now he's a dude that lives in his house, and now he talks to girls. I mean, whether that was by choice or forced onto him by circumstances is another matter altogether. But I think I don't know about earned necessarily, but I feel like he's changed enough. So I'm not gonna make a judgment on whether or not the character earned anything, but I feel like the character did change and grew enough throughout the series.
Yeah. Also, I guess it's also worth mentioning that in case you haven't picked up on this, from the way we're talking about it, this is very much a guy's series too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it kind of is. It really is.
Yeah, I think as we're talking about this, we can relate to this guy's mindset and all. I'd say ladies are gonna probably read this and go.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get a female's perspective on this, but seeing as we can't, this is the best we're gonna have to do.
Yeah, I do think that ladies will probably look at this and for all the insight that it does provide into how the male mind works.
It's really sad. It's really, really sad.
I do think they're probably either going to roll their eyes at or just find laugh out loud hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's Molester Man. It's you can read it on at your favorite manga. It's a scanlation site. We use Batoto.
Yeah.
And it's worth noting that it's never going to come out have a legitimate release in America. So read away for all I care.
Yeah, it is not a series that anyone is gonna foresee as making the mega bucks, and so is worth licensing.
And along that note, the other series we're talking about.
Oh man, it's great, and that's why it's never coming out here.
Yeah, for the title alone, Onani Master Kurosawa, because the title alone, in case for anyone who's not aware, Onani translates to masturbation in English.
Yup.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like that kind of like it's not coming over. Even if it did, it's going to have a different title too.
It's not coming over.
Yeah, but it's a series that that the description at Batoto has pegs it quite well in the sense that it's something that showcases the best and worst of humanity.
It sounds like hyperbole. It isn't really.
Yeah, it's like it's all centers around like the title character Kurosawa, he's in last year of middle school, and he's just like an introvert, like the angsty, gloomy guy. It's like who just has a interesting daily ritual in the sense that he'll go up to the least used girls' bathroom. It's like at his school at the end of the day, and just jack off to the thoughts of the girl who just most impressed him, like in the course of the day. It's like he's anxious to avoid anyone finding out about this for a good long while now. But as the series starts off, he winds up getting caught, not necessarily caught in the act, but caught in the stall by another girl, Kitahara, who is a very mousy, quiet girl who's like subject of some serious bullying by some of the other girls in her class. So basically, now that she knows that this is what he's doing, it's like she basically
It's blackmail time.
yeah, she basically has him go and it's like basically help her get revenge against the girls who have been harassing her.
And then some.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so the series basically follows like Kurosawa's efforts and Kurosawa's and Kitahara's relationship as he helps her get revenge on these girls, but also at the same time, life happens, and Kurosawa also winds up getting to know this other girl, like Takigawa, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So she and he basically meets her every day at school, hanging out like in the library. It's like she's someone who used to be kind of a like an antisocial, like quiet girl, but kind of made this effort to change. It's like as she went into middle school, now she's kind of relatively popular in the class, and but she's also fairly well read too, and that's something that impresses Kurosawa, and he just kind of starts to develop real feelings towards her. So, and yeah,
And then everything goes to shit.
yeah, because she winds up like as she says, she's drawn to like positive guys, and she winds up getting winds up becoming a couple with the class's resident otaku, cauliflower-haired guy whose name escapes me at the moment.
But is also Kurosawa's friend.
Well, he thinks he's Kurosawa's friend. I mean,
All right, fair enough.
Kurosawa is always shutting this guy down. Like the dude is like relentlessly positive, like in really annoying ways. I think that definitely that's an intentional choice, like on the part of the writer, because it's like he's the kind of like the exuberant otaku who's
He's 100% sunshine.
yes. And it's like, and on one hand, it's like that kind of like one-note characterization would be annoying, like in another series. But here, it actually makes a nice contrast to Kurosawa, and like I said, it also fits within the context of the story well. He's able to get a good relationship going with Takigawa, a believable relationship. But at the same time, though, it's like when this happens, it's like, oh man, it's like Kurosawa just almost goes right off the rails as a result of this.
Then things happen.
Yeah, it's like I mean, like I said, the series basically like it's not really, parts of it are really really dark, really dramatic, and also some parts of it are it's like all our happiness and sunshine. It's like I mean I got it. It's like it is like there is a series of a visceral thrill when you see Kurosawa working with Kitahara to get revenge on the initial set of girls. It's like it gives the series its other nickname I've seen on Batoto, Fact Note.
I haven't seen that one. That's good.
Yeah, it's like this whole revenge thing works. Like is a credible hook through the first half of the series, and I gotta admit, it's like I do want to give the author mad props for like not putting Kurosawa and Kitahara into a romantic relationship. which I think is what a lesser creator would have done.
Why you gotta give that away?
What do you mean? Okay, so you say that's a spoiler then?
I don't know about a spoiler, but I feel like there's always that question hanging in the air, and whatever, it's out.
Okay, it's like my bad then. But I don't know. I just appreciated that fact because like.
Oh, I agree with you entirely.
Yeah, it's like because I mean like you see that and you think that this is where it's gonna go because this is where these stories always go.
I know, and that's the thing, right? It's precisely that pregnant question. Forgive the phrasing. Actually, don't. That I think is I think that's part of the series, sort of it's part of the tension of the series, right?
Yeah, but I think there's plenty of stuff to be tense about.
But yeah, there's plenty of other things, plenty of other more pressing matters. But
especially with in that last volume revolved around Kitahara.
Yeah. That gets pretty dark.
Oh yeah, but I think here's the thing. I mean, compared with a Molester Man, Kurosawa eventually makes a decision in the latter half of the series, like towards the end of Volume 3, that this shows that he realizes that the route he's on is going to end in destruction. That he said that I can't keep doing this anymore. So here's what I'm going to do. And he basically it's a decision that turns into basically like the Judas goat for his classroom. And at the same time, it changes the tone of the series. It's like going forward. And I can't really talk too much about it, but if you're clever, you may be able to piece together what it is. But it's one of those things where it's like he decides to like make a decision that basically has him like he changes, and that he endures all this stuff to eventually become a better person.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's really an equivalent moment like that in Molester Man.
No, I agree. But I told you at the onset that I felt Onani Master Kurosawa was the better series.
Okay. Yeah, it's like I guess that's what I feel like it's earned. All the stuff that happens to Kurosawa feels earned. It's like by the end of the series.
Yeah. Well, he changes. I feel like the character change arc is a lot more developed in Onani Master Kurosawa. Yeah, I guess that's all I'll say about the matter. Just read it.
Yeah, it's like it's only 4 volumes, plus with 2 large text piece epilogues that were also translated along with it. Because I think you mentioned that the ending feels somewhat abrupt.
Yes, which is why I don't know who wrote them, but they feel like an appropriate epilogue to the series.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's the original. It's the guy who wrote the series handling it. So, in fact,
Sure.
I liked how these epilogues basically take the class trip thing that happens in Volume 2, and it's like something that happened. Everyone had a great time. It's like even some of them weren't ready to admit it at the time, and say that we're gonna do that class trip thing again. And let's just say that their efforts to recapture lightning in a bottle don't really turn out for the best for everyone.
They tried.
Yeah, it's like, but like I said, it's I think it's a nice epilogue, and it provides the very appropriate sense of closure that the manga proper does not.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So overall, it's like I said, if you're gonna read one of these, definitely read Onani Master Kurosawa. Guys, like I said, you're probably likely to get more enjoyment out of like a Molester Man than say someone with 2 X chromosomes.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So I guess that's it, and I guess we're gonna wrap up now. Unless John, okay, I guess John's busy right now. So
You didn't want to talk about Big Order?
we can talk about Big Order.
It's up to you.
Like
Purely up to you.
the big BO, huh?
The BO. The BO. I don't know. It's up to you. I mean,
No, we're going right. Let's keep this crazy train rolling.
All right, let's talk about this stanker then.
Yeah, because as everyone knows, like I originally dragged Steve into to reading Future Diary.
You motherfucker.
Yeah, and we're still friends.
somehow.
Yeah, and we usually stumbled upon this series because it was got some nasty ass reviews on a news network. Basically, just like the kind of stuff that makes you go, like you made a series that involves like a guy dominating a girl's will to make her do whatever you want. That sounds crazy and wrong. And it was like, this sounds terrible. We gotta watch this. And then Steve noticed something in the credits of the of the first episode.
Yeah. It was. Go ahead.
It was you saw the Future Diary TV website edition. It was like, what is that doing here? It's like, well, wait, is this series actually from the creator of Future Diary? Well, let me go check. Oh,
It explains so much. It explains so much.
Because only she could come up with something that's best described as like Code Geass, only completely retarded.
Oh my god, it's really bad.
Yes. Do we even want to try to summarize the series at
Which series?
big order?
Oh.
The premise, like it's like some dude gets ultimate power from someone who is not CC, and just like destroys Japan, and now like.
And now it's actually unclear what he wants to do really at this point.
Yeah, but he's got this ability to dominate others
and things
and air pressure
and it's not really clear what the extent
and
of his
create
power
fish
is.
cannons.
And create fish cannons. It's not really clear what his power is. It seems like his power is whatever the plot needs it to be at that exact moment, which is why you can't really you can't get behind him because you can't really understand the rules of the story universe that they're setting down.
It's like the Trump presidency. It's like it only makes sense in the moment. If you try to examine it in continuity, it completely falls apart.
Oh yeah.
Just like a Clinton presidency.
Command.
Because we don't take political positions on our podcast.
Yeah.
This is not a political podcast.
Yeah, but then this political campaign is you have to feature a character who gets pregnant after the main character grabs her bunny ear ribbons.
I shit you not, I don't even know what to do with that. The moment
Yeah.
still has perplexed me. I think an episode or two later, they basically Jedi hand wave away the entire incident.
This is a plot twist that's even too crazy for this show to really follow up on. I mean, this is after our main character, like dominates the will of the yandere assassin, who is kind of like, I hate you because you what you did to Japan, like basically killed my parents, but now I kind of love you because you made me love you.
It is a mystery. What the fuck is that?
Oh.
I don't understand.
And also, can't forget how he supposedly dominated the will of all of the other order users
the ones that are basically using him as a puppet, but maybe not. Who knows?
Yeah, and it's like I said, he's meant to essentially be their leader because he's dominated them, but they keep acting like they've got their complete free will. Especially like the main Bishonen leader who has the power of retcon.
Shit you not. It is basically that power. He just says that didn't happen, and then it didn't happen.
Yes.
And then he applies this power at whenever he wants, but not consistently. Not consistently to his benefit. It just whenever the plot demands it.
I only think that he basically it's what it revealed in that he has already gone through this story once, and that he realizes, and he said, okay, that didn't happen. Let's do this again. It's like he's just trying to create the best or most interesting story, which he's really failing to do right now, considering how things are turning out.
That is too clever of an interpretation, I'm afraid.
Hey, I was right about Phantasy Star Online too.
Yes, you were dead on about fucking PSO2, the animation. So, okay, I'll give you that. You motherfucker.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I feel like that's giving the show too much credit. The sense that he is basically retconned this once before, and now he's just taking completely different actions that don't make any fucking sense, because he tried the actions that made sense the last time, and they didn't work out for him. I feel like that's far too clever of a twist for this series.
Well, it's like there was the occasional clever bit in Future Diary.
As is often the case in many shows, they will occasionally have like a glimmer of hope, and then it'll be smacked down by the pile of hot garbage that it is.
Or the fish cannon.
Fucking fish cannon. All right, that's like I think that was the episode like
The last one we
week's
watched.
last week's episode. Look, the fish cannon is okay. We can't explain it anymore. Just know that there's a fish cannon involved, and
It's a cannon that shoots like a lot of fish at this guy in scuba gear.
yes, it really is. It is what we have said is a literal. It is literally what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I'm just gonna leave it at that because there's not much more you can say on top of shooting fish at a dude in scuba gear.
Yeah.
Hey, there is. Are they live fish or dead fish?
Live fish.
They're quite alive.
So wait a second. Aquaman and an attack off.
No,
Well, but he's not Aquaman. He's off-brand Aquaman.
Off-brand. he's dollars toward like Aquaman.
Yeah.
He's the off-brand Aquaman. That's awesome. I like it.
Yeah.
Fish cannon. Continue.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think that about wraps it up. Unless you had anything you want to add, Steve? Or John?
No. Like, I watch Big Order if you hate yourself, or if you have a friend or two.
Or if you got enough alcohol.
Or if you have enough alcohol, or if you have a friend or two to point and laugh at it, at the same time.
Yeah. But like I said, Onani Master Kurosawa, definitely read. Molester Man, read. It's like if you want insight into how the male otaku mind works.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it was actually something we could figure out.
It's like
It's a facet. I would say it is a facet of the way it works.
It just depends on the otaku you're talking.
Well, there's less moving. There's generally less moving parts there.
Yes, agreement entirely. There's only a few tracks that mine runs on. So.
Okay. All right. So that's about it.
Yep.
So catch you next time on Comics by the Glib.
All right, we'll catch you later. Bye.
So long, folks.
See you later.